Okay, today, today's the day we're gonna trade commodities. I'm gonna show you the four techniques I use, which is the 50% retracement, 1, 2, 3 tops, 1, 2, 3 bottoms, and the 20-year highs and lows. And I'll just explain to you. I'll explain them to you as I go along. All right. So first here we got our current, I got some commodity or some strike prices that I did, and this was back in September. And I had them down for March, and since it's February now and March is coming up due, so we got to get new price. We got to get new strike prices. We got to move it out some. These are some of the current prices, or these are some of the prices I had back in September, and the market has either surpassed or met these price points right here. So what we're gonna clear these out and move everything out to June, which is a lot of times you just want to get, you want to move them out as far as possible. But right here, it's showing June. That's far enough as far as I'm concerned. Still got 4 months to this comes up due. So what we're gonna first things first. You want to go to the chart, which is right here. You wanna kind of get a barometer as far as where you want to get a point or set up a high number or a low number and a high number, so you can kind of price some of the options that are in between those numbers and kind of get a good fix on where to get in the market and when to get out. Well, in case you're concerned, this LIQ right here, that's liquidate at put. And put is when a commodity or an option goes down in price. And a call is when a commodity goes up in price. Okay, so we're going to clear these out right here. And we're going to go for June 2016 US dollar. So US dollar, June 2016, and this is the ID number up here, so you don't get confused. And June is always a M, and March is usually a H, so we'll just change that out. And the 16, of course, is the year. And D is the dollar. So we change that and put an M in there. All right. So we want to give it a little room. We're going to be doing a lot of tabulating and calculating. All right. Now, what you want to do is get your calculator, and you want to figure what is the lowest point on the chart. This is your daily chart. So we're going to be dealing with the daily chart, which is right here. We're going to be dealing with the weekly chart, which will give our 1, 2, 3 formation, and also our entry point. And the month gives us 20-year highs and lows. It doesn't necessarily go back 20 years, but on this chart, it goes back 8 years, which is more than enough time. When you're going back 20 years, highs and lows, that's your high, that's your low. You're trying to figure out where does it normally fall? It's going to go up and it's got to go down, and it's going to kind of gravitate towards the same area. And I know you're starting to kind of notice where that area is. So what we're gonna do first, we're gonna get a low number right now. So you pull up your calculator, something to write on or something to type on rather. And then you go over here. Because these are dailies, you can go back the full length of the chart and grab a low number. So right here we see the low is 94.3. So what we're going to establish now is a 50% retracement, meaning we're going to take this number, the low of this position, and we're going to take the high number of this position, which is 100, and we're going to enter it into the calculator, then we're going to divide it by 2, and that will give us the 50% mark on this chart particularly, all right? So we take the low number, which is 94.3, point 3, plus a high number, which is 100.7. And then we add those two together, and then we're going to divide it by 2. And that gives us a first number of 97.5. This is the 50% point right here. It's 50% retracement right there. So we're going to enter that number. And that's going to be our high number. So now we got to establish a low number. So we go to the weekly chart. Get something to write on, something to calculate the number, and then on this chart, the weekly chart, you want to go no more than a year behind, a year in reverse rather, or a year prior, or however you want to, pronounce it. So you want to take the high number from 1. So right now is February, so you want to go back to February, which is probably right at this point right here. So you want to take, let me see, we'll take the high number, which is right there, and that's 100.7. And the low number, which will be, let me see, 93.2. So 93.2. That would be, that would be the low number. Check this one right here. So 93.2. And of course, divided by 2. And that's 96.95. So the 50% retracement on this chart is 96.95. So we enter that as our low number. All right. And then what we want to do, we want to figure entry point. So we want to do a 20-year high and low retracement, or 20-year high and low, and figure out where does the line graph, where does the price pretty much average out? The whole life of the option, or commodity rather. Where does it normally fall? So we notice right in here. This is where it normally falls. So we want to pick. So we know that we're going to have from 96.025 down to right about 80. You know what? I would go for 80. Now, let me see. Just to get a nice healthy profit, I'd go with 78. So between 96 and 78,